Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. It is Tuesday, the 6th of February. Now, this is my second video today. If you haven't already seen my first video, I've popped a link in the right-hand corner. Click on that. It will take you to my previous video, which supersedes this one. This one is leading on from that because of the reasons that I speak about in that video, i.e. Prince Charles's shock diagnosis of cancer, because in fact Harry has popped on a plane and is landing in the UK as I speak. A car which is suspected to be his arrived in LAX late last night, and he should be arriving now, basically, if he's not already touched down in the UK right now. Charles apparently had called him personally to tell him of his shock diagnosis, and Harry immediately jumped on a plane so he could be in the UK with his father. Now, whether you agree with him being here or not, I just have to say he is his dad, and although what has happened over the past 4 years has happened and you can't change that fact, you can't stop him coming, can you? But I do personally think, whether it's bygones be bygones, it's going to be so awkward for everybody, isn't it? And apparently everybody's saying, oh, this could be everything, could be good. This could be the thing that needed them to bring them together. I say, no, Harry needs to stand on his own 2 feet and admit exactly the damage that he has caused to his family and apologise. But of course, we all know that is never going to happen. For the record, my 2 pence is this. Obviously, it's not massively serious. Everybody's playing it down. It's been caught early. Why on earth is Harry all of a sudden jumping on a plane instantly and coming over to the UK? One word, exposure. He has to solidify his connection to the royal family. I know, call me cynical, but that's just the way I feel. Unfortunately, it's classic Harry, knee-jerk reaction. And I'm sorry to say, it gets him in the limelight, doesn't it? Well, I said it, sorry. But I also respect that Charles is his father and possibly he wants Harry to be there. Meghan, not so much probably, and she hasn't come, it's just Harry. I do agree somewhat that the royal family, including the Sussexes, preferably Harry, not Meghan, it's very important for everybody to pull in the right direction and huddle around King Charles right now for positive vibes. Whether that can be done is another thing entirely, because there's going to be a lot of resentment in that room, especially when it comes to William. William has been there for his father. He's been by his side as the heir and as a son as well. To have Harry swoop in as if nothing has ever happened is going to be a bitter pill to swallow. You know, his wife, the Princess of Wales, Catherine, is currently recuperating at home. So it's going to be all on William's shoulders. Will he be in the same room as Harry? Possibly. Will he forgive Harry? Doubtful. But I would imagine that he will put aside his differences for his father for the time being. That's my thinking anyway. I could very well be wrong. I probably am, but there you go. I do find it quite apt that in Spare, Prince Harry's autobiography, Harry revealed that Charles urged his warring sons, please boys, don't make my final years a misery. But of course that was before everything happened. That was before the book was released, before all of this hoo-ha happened. But if you were William, could you forgive Harry? Could you set aside your differences after everything that has done, especially the hurt that it's caused your wife? Could you set that aside for your father? Is this the inn that Harry has always craved? To come back into the fold? He may be back into the fold in the family, but he could never come back into the fold as far as the UK is concerned. He's well and truly toast. Well, in my eyes anyway. Of course, during my research with this video, I always go on certain media outlets and news outlets' websites, and I'm going to read some of the top comments in out of 5,000 comments with regards to the article of Harry coming over. The best one, top rated, why announce it? Why not just quietly hop on a plane and go and see his dad? We don't need to know. It doesn't change anything about what he's done to the royal family. Can he not do anything privately? And that is a perfectly put point. Why does everything have to be announced? Why does everything... Yep, the Sussexes have been told, and yes, Harry's on a plane. Why? Why does everything have to be such a big announcement? I'm sure William has popped to see his father too, but he doesn't brief the press. And here I suspect is William's niggling doubt creeping in. If anything is discussed, will it remain private? That is going to be on the minds of every single person who's followed this debacle and the fallout from the Harkles for the last 3-4 years. Will it remain private? What will get leaked to the press? And you've got to be thinking, if you were William, not so much Charles, because I think Charles trusts Harry, blindly so, but you've got to think, if I say anything, how much of that is going to be leaked? I want you to cast your mind back to not last year's Invictus Games, but the previous year's Invictus Games. He spoke on NBC Today, and he said that he wants to ensure that his grandmother, the Queen, is protected and had the right people around her. During that interview, he said that he and Meghan had had tea with the Queen, and it was really nice to catch up with her. Now, that was in April 2022. But again, that's just a prime example of something that should have remained private, but didn't, because Harry can't shut his trap. And I don't even have to go into the many, many instances in his autobiography Spare where he divulged extremely private conversations and personal private information that the other party was not privy to or was going to be discussed. In other words, his privacy must be protected, but everybody else's, as long as I make money, it's absolutely fine. He can't be trusted, and that seems to be the general wave of feeling that Harry can't be trusted. Will he get into the inner sanctum? Who knows? Will he be kept slightly at arm's length, especially when it comes to William? Probably. Here's another response on the article. Hasn't he caused his family enough anguish? The last thing any of them need right now is a visit from Harry and no doubt his secret tape recorder. If he can't be bothered to come to see the family when they're well, don't bother now. That's a really good point, actually, isn't it? It seems that Harry only ever visits family when something is wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong, Harry at one point said he wanted an apology from the royal family. And yet we have Meghan on the other side, and her father, Thomas, has been exceptionally unwell. They don't fly out to see him, do they? Anybody care to shed a light on why not? I think we all know. I'd just like it noted that the palace didn't release this information that Harry was travelling to the UK. It was an Archwell spokesperson. So they, in fact, were the ones that said Harry's on his way. And I know I've said this, I can't get over why they need to announce things. What's the point? Why not do it privately? Is Harry coming to the realisation that once Charles is no longer here, who will actually control the throne? And it's a brother who cannot stand him, cannot trust him, who feels extremely betrayed by him. That must be an extremely sobering thought indeed. Is panic setting in? Also, who's paying for security when he's here? I suppose he'll go straight to one of the residences. Nobody really knows where he's staying. Probably at Frogmore, although that's empty. He might be staying in one of the royal residences, and if so, then he will automatically get security because they are on site. It'll be interesting to see if and when he lands, or he's obviously landed by now, whether he gets security at the airport, i.e. royal protection officers. Remember, Harry, you said that he was never a real father, never played with you, never took you on a bike, and cut you off without a penny. This is the man that you are now clambering to. My worry is that with Harry being in the country, he will relay everything to Meghan, naturally, because that's what Harry does, and that's when the leaks will happen. So if in the next 24, 48 hours we start to see leaks in the media about any of the family, about Catherine, about William, about the king, we all know where this has come from. And I wonder, with Harry out of the picture, will we have another car park pap shot? Or parkarkle, as it's affectionately known. Do you know what? That plays havoc with my dyslexia. Carparkle. Carparkle? If I said that right? Carpark? Oh, I'm going mad. Going absolutely mad. Oh, and it's just come up on my phone. Prince Harry has landed in Britain, alone. But it does show very clearly that he has police protection, as you can see in this photo here. Yep, that's Harry being escorted by the Met Police. Make of it what you will, but I personally am extremely sceptical of the whole debacle of Harry suddenly dropping everything, clearing his diary and hopping on a plane. Did he fly private or did he do commercial? I guess that's not being released to the press either, is it? So, what do you all make of this? Do you think it's Harry? It's the king's son. He should be by his side. He should drop everything. Everything should be forgotten and he should be welcomed with open arms and this should heal the royal rift. Or do you think this is just Harry being Harry and that everybody should still have their guard up? As always, I'd love to know your thoughts.
Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.